Hello everyone, this is Dan Greer and I'm going to explain how we're going to do the 4-part air brake test. This test consists of the compressor check, checking for systems leaks. It also consists of a low air alarm warning and our valve set. As you can see, my air gauges show no sign of air at the moment. The way to fix that is to turn the key on. Watch him for a minute, try to get in a little bit better position here. See that I show 85 pounds of pressure on the dot. Right here, this is my A tank, and this one is my B tank. A being primary, B being secondary. So the way we're going to check for this is we're going to start our engine, and we're going to watch it to make sure that it builds from 85 to 100 pounds in 45 seconds at normal operating engine RPM. So, okay, the engine is started. We're watching our gauges. I'm going to go ahead and run it up to normal operating temperature. Speed, sorry. We're going to watch till we build to 100 pounds of pressure. Almost there. You see that the top gauge is already at 100, but we want the bottom gauge to be there as well. Alright, it's there, and it was well within 45 seconds. We're going to continue to build air until we reach the governor cutout of 125 psi. This may take a few minutes. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and switch what we're looking at. Here's our tachometer. You can see that the tach is registering about 1,500 RPMs. That would be our normal operating engine speed. Our air gauges are approaching 120. We'll be listening for a sound of the air compressor cutout here in a minute. Go ahead and let the engine idle down. While we're here, we'll go ahead and explore the gauges on this Western Star. We have a turbo boost. PSI tells us what kind of pounds of pressure it's putting in. Air intake. This is our transmission oil temperature. Our engine oil PSI. This should run anywhere from 45 to 80 pounds of pressure. Our engine oil temperature, our engine coolant temperature, our engine exhaust temperature, also known as a barometer, our RPM, or tachometer, our speedometer, our air pressure gauges, A and B, our volt gauge is right here, as well as our forward axle, our rear axle, and this gauge is for our tachometer. As you can see, our fuel gauge is being a little picky at the moment, but she does work. This other gauge right here is the applied pressure. Did you just hear that? Sounded kind of like a fart almost. That was our cutout. You can see our pressure is right at 120, 125 pounds. So the next step is actually to charge our air brakes. To do that, we're going to come over here, charge our trailer and our tractor. Come back over here to our gauges. We can see that they've dropped a little bit. Our next step is to turn off our engine, turn the key back on, wait for our gauges to come back to working order. Then we're going to apply, if you watch this gauge, down here in the very bottom corner, we're going to apply 90 pounds of pressure, hold it for a minute, and make sure we don't lose more than 4 pounds for a combination unit in either gauges. As you can see, our gauges aren't dropping. We'll say it's been a minute for time's sake. We're going to go ahead and let off. Now what we're going to do is fan the air brakes down. Watching our gauges. Oh, our low air alarm came on at around 60. We're going to continue to fan our gauges. And we're going to watch our valves at this point. They should actually pop out. I'm going to get you guys a little bit different view here. There we go. They're popped out, and if you look at our pressure, it's right around 20 pounds of pressure. So we are good to go there. So that was our 4-part air brake test. First, we checked our compressor to see if it would build from 85 pounds of pressure to 100 in 45 seconds. Then we checked the cutout to make sure that it would cut out at 125 pounds of pressure. After that, we checked our system leaks by releasing the brakes, by pushing them in, and then holding down on the brake pedal applicator till the applicator gauge read 90, and we wanted to lose no more than 4 pounds of pressure in these two gauges. After that, we checked for our low air alarm by turning our key on and fanning our brakes down to 60 pounds of pressure. Once the low air alarm came on, we checked our valve set to make sure that our parking brakes would set at around 20 pounds of pressure, which they did adequately. That is all for the 4-point air brake inspection. And so we need to keep those in mind and practice that and be very diligent about doing this on our own at least once a month. Thank you.